And welcome back. Let's take a look at our question of the day now. We ask you, what are your views on the existence of Oranje in a democratic South Africa? I'd love to hear your views on this one. It's one of our top trending topics this morning, and we'll tell you more about it shortly. But in terms of responding to our question of the day, your views on the existence of Oranje at Morning Live SABC is where you can send your responses to, and please use the hashtag Morning Live as well. All right, let's move on to those stories of the day, and this is what's in our diary.
Right, former President Jacob Zuma, as you heard in the news, and his co-accused French arms company Thales are due back in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg for the pre-trial proceedings. The pair are charged with fraud, corruption, money laundering and racketeering linked to South Africa's 1999 multi-billion rand arms deal.
The funeral of Evelyn de Kock, whose mutilated body was discovered in an outside building at her Pretoria home, is expected to take place today.
And here's the numbers. Let's take a look at a breakdown. In South Africa, Western Cape, 52,554 confirmed cases of coronavirus. Gauteng, 22,341. The Eastern Cape, 16,895. KwaZulu-Natal, 5,278. Remember, Sakina, when there was just one case in KwaZulu-Natal? That was the first reported case and nothing else in the country. And now look at these numbers. And that was, over 100 days ago. Crazy. Anyway, the Northwest, 2,315. The Free State, 772. Mpumalanga, 596. Limpopo, 582. And the Northern Cape, 254.
And as you heard the minister there, Leanne, saying this recklessness that we are seeing, wait what happens to those numbers in the next 2 weeks. Wait and see. But looking at the total number of tests conducted, over 1,353,176. There are 101,590 confirmed cases. Recoveries, 53,444. There have been 1,991 deaths. And the number of active cases as it stands this morning, 46,155.
All right, quickly looking at that global picture now, and as you heard by the World Health Organization, the biggest jump in a day with regard to infections in the world. I think it was over 150,000 cases reported yesterday. So those are the worldwide figures that we got right now. Over 9 million confirmed cases of coronavirus worldwide. Recovery is sitting at 4.4 million cases, which is a good number. So, just on the over 50% recoveries. Now, the deaths are at 471,000. It's up 4,742 yesterday. The United States still leading there and still being the epicenter. 2.3 million infections reported in the United States, and that was an increase of 28,000 in a day. The death toll is at 122,000. And, of course, the United States opening up everything at the moment. Shops, restaurants, everything starting to trade once again after 3 months of a lockdown. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then still Brazil. Brazil is really the story right now to keep that eye on, which we've been saying for a long time now. They reported 21,432 new infections yesterday. It brings them now to 1.1 million infections, and their death toll, unfortunately, 654 up yesterday at 51,407. And of course the other countries and how they are faring in the top 5 for the most infections.
All right, let's move on to the provincial increases from yesterday. Western Cape up 1,113, Gauteng 1,519, Eastern Cape at 1,144 more cases, KZN 248, the Northwest Province 167. There was an increase of 18 cases in Limpopo, 23 in Mpumalanga, Free State 39, and the Northern Cape recording 17 more cases.
Right, let's move on to the trending topics now. Oranje, as we heard in the question of the day today, where does something like Oranje, a place like Oranje, what does it have in today's democratic South Africa? And that's something that we're asking you, and we look forward to hearing from you on that one. But that, of course, is a big trending topic. And this after Panyaza Lesufi, the MEC here in Gauteng with education, came out and said this: This is money used in our country only by people who speak a certain language. They also have their own flag and their own laws. If you think we will keep quiet, you are wrong. This madness must come to an end. It's a betrayal of a call for a truly non-racial South Africa, hashtag Oranje. And this opened up a can of worms because so many people talking to this and just one or two opinions coming after this tweet. Justine saying, your party agreed to this, your government allowed its establishment. Don't put on the shock horror act now, get a grip. Then another one, Tabilioka, saying, but you're a member of the governing party, the party in power. Why are you so powerless? It's baffling. Another one from Masichaba, ANC leaders love doing this, feigning powerless like they are us commoners, and so on and so forth, and everybody talking to the issue of Oranje.
Leanne, just looking there at what Vusi Temekwayo said, he says, beyond the race and social integration debate around Oranje, I have one question. Dear South African Reserve Bank, isn't it illegal for someone to produce another currency for trade or exchange in the Republic? Is this not the exclusive preserve of SARB? Yeah. So, many people, as you say, opining on that. Panyaza receiving a bit of a slap down for that particular message. But yeah, it certainly did gain a lot of traction.
Really
and then hashtag taxi shutdown, of course, that yesterday, and there were talks about, more action today, but it didn't really gain much traction beyond what we saw initially, it would seem. So many other associations across the country not joining in on that shutdown yesterday, but they also made it very clear that that does not mean that they are happy with the package, the relief package that has been put before them. They agree with those who have embarked on the shutdown that the 5,000 Rand per taxi is not enough, but of course it would seem that each one exercising their autonomy to quite a great extent.
All right, and then quickly, finally, that last one, Satanic. So, if you're waking up to strange trending topics today, don't worry, so are we. From Oranje to Satanic to other issues. And this one is a story that is, I don't know, I'm trying to get my head around this one. South Africa has its first Satanic church. For years, Satanists did not have a place of worship. Now, there's one that opened. It was in June this year. I think it was in June. No, I beg your pardon. It was in February. And this year, it's the South African Satanic Church. It's based in Century City. It's got two founders. Thomas Matthew Miles Nell, who's a member of the church, said, as a Satanist, he found it refreshing. There was now an organization that is representative of what true religious Satanism was. Yaku Fenter, another member, said, I'm really proud of my country, that my religion is being acknowledged and empowered. So the church is a registered non-profit company under the category of a religious organization. Oh, okay. So, yeah, now there was obviously an interview last night with the Satanic Church, and it got everybody talking. And wow, people are really, really talking about this. Here's one, the Great Zulu, saying, blacks embrace the Roman Catholic Church, the most evil organization on earth, which played a major role in blacks losing their land in 1913. And over 2,000 years of indoctrination, making Africans the colonizers, but people are shaken by things like the Satanic Church. Sure. Okay, so there are loads of opinions doing the rounds here. This is a conversation I don't really want to get involved in. We stay away from these religious conversations. Sakina, I don't know if you want to delve into that one.
Well, not particularly, but
No,
people expressing their opinion and, of course, talking about the Constitution and perhaps the need to revisit our Constitution, because those who are against it, were talking about how is it possible that we could allow something like this in South Africa? But then others quick to point out that our Constitution does allow for freedom of religion and freedom of association, and therefore this should be allowed, and it is allowed. So many questions, many answers being given, many opinions being put to the fore, and that's where we're going to leave it for this morning.
Yeah, good idea. Let's leave it right there. Let's take a break. We'll see you after this with some more news headlines. Stay tuned.